Long ago, the Jewish people were living in a foreign land called Persia. They were far from home, ruled by a powerful king named King Xerxes, also called Ahasuerus. Among the Jews was a young orphan girl named Esther. She had no mother, she had no father, but she was not alone. Her cousin Mordecai raised her like his own daughter. He loved her, protected her, and taught her to trust God. Esther grew up kind, gentle, and very beautiful. But more than her beauty, she had a quiet strength inside.
Esther, never forget. God is with you, even when life changes.
One day, the king removed the queen from her position. So, he ordered that young women from all over the kingdom be brought to the palace. Esther was taken too.
By order of the king, all young women are to be brought to the palace.
Mordecai.
Listen carefully. Do not tell them you are Jewish.
Out of all the women in the kingdom, Esther became queen. But still, no one knew she was Jewish. God had placed her in the palace at the exact right time. One day, Mordecai overhears two guards whispering angrily. They are talking. "Tonight, we strike the king," Mordecai tell to Esther. Esther warns the king. Guards arrested. The king's life was saved, and it was written in the royal records.
Bow before Haman!
He wanted everyone to bow down to him, but Mordecai refused. He would only bow to God. Haman became furious. His pride turned into hatred, not just for Mordecai, but for all Jewish people. He tricked the king into signing a law to destroy every Jew in the kingdom. A date was set. When Mordecai heard, he tore his clothes and cried loudly in the streets. The Jews everywhere fasted, wept, and prayed.
Why is Mordecai in sackcloth?
My queen, the decree.
Mordecai sent a message to Esther inside the palace. "Go to the king, beg for your people." But there was a problem. No one could go to the king without being invited. If the king did not extend his golden scepter, they would be killed.
Esther was afraid. She sent word back, "I haven't been called to the king for 30 days. Then Mordecai sent the most powerful message.
"Do not think you will escape. If you stay silent, deliverance will come from elsewhere. But who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Those words shook her heart. This wasn't an accident. This was her moment.
Gather the Jews. Fast for me. I will go to the king. If I perish, I perish.
After 3 days of fasting, Esther put on her royal robes. Her heart was pounding. She walked into the throne room, uninvited. The room went silent. The king looked at her. Then he raised his golden scepter. She was safe. Esther didn't accuse Haman right away. She was wise. She invited the king and Haman to a special banquet. Haman went home and he said his wife, "I alone was invited with the king, but he is unhappy because of Mordecai." His wife, Zeresh, said, "Build gallows, hang him tomorrow." Haman was happy. That night, the king could not sleep. He called for his servant and asked to hear the stories of the kingdom. As the book was read, one name stood out: Mordecai. The king learned that Mordecai had once saved his life. He stopped and asked, "What reward did Mordecai receive?" The servant answered softly, "Nothing." The king asked Haman, "What should be done for a man the king wants to honor?" Haman smiled, thinking it was about him. He said, "Dress him in royal robes, put him on the king's horse, parade him through the city." The king nodded and said, "Good, do all of that for Mordecai." Haman froze. In a quiet, broken voice, he whispered, "Mordecai?" At the second banquet, the king asked, "What do you want, Queen Esther?" With tears in her eyes, she said, "My people are about to be destroyed. We have been sold to be killed." The king was shocked. Who would dare do such a thing?
This wicked Haman.
The king was furious. The very gallows Haman built to kill Mordecai were used for him instead. The law could not be undone,
but the king gave the Jews the right to defend themselves on the day destruction was planned. Instead, God gave them victory. The Jews were saved. Their sorrow turned into joy. Their fear turned into celebration. This is why the Jewish people celebrate Purim, to remember how God saved them through Queen Esther. Esther was just a girl, an orphan, unknown. But when the moment came, she chose courage over fear, faith over comfort, sacrifice over safety. And God used her to save a nation.